From NBC 25 in Flint, this is Mid-Michigan Now.
We don't get a major crime very often in Otisville. It's just something that we don't see here.
But Chief Matt Grovestein and the community his department protects certainly saw a major crime in their normally quiet village last night, and this aftermath proves it. A home with torn out walls and busted doors sits just off Main Street, where 24 hours ago police were dealing with a gunman inside who refused to come out and surrender. Good evening. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Mike Wolfo.
And I'm Stella Daskalakis. We begin with continuing coverage of the breaking news we first brought you last night on the barricaded gunman situation in the quiet village of Otisville, about 10 miles north of Davison in Genesee County.
The community was far from quiet last night as police spent hours working to secure that scene and end the situation peacefully. Unfortunately, that was not possible.
We are learning new information this evening, starting with the suspect's name. He was 54-year-old James Jennings. Police say he was heavily armed and shot at police officers on the scene. They fired back, killing Jennings.
Police tonight confirmed this all started as a domestic assault mid-afternoon yesterday. The victim was Jennings' girlfriend. She escaped and called police. They say she suffered serious injuries but will recover. That standoff lasted at least a few hours before the exchange of gunfire leading to Jennings' death.
Otisville is a small, tight-knit community, and what happened yesterday was very out of the ordinary for most who watched.
It was downright shocking for one couple who ended up with a SWAT sniper in their driveway and a bullet flying right into their home. Mid-Michigan Now's Courtney Bennett is live in Otisville with their story. Courtney, this couple is counting their blessings tonight, right?
Mike, that's right. And let me just set the scene for you. Imagine this. You're sitting at your home. It's a Thursday afternoon, and all of a sudden, that bullet flies through the window. We're going to show you exactly where that bullet went through. You can still see the police evidence marker right there. But here's the thing. The house where that bullet came from, it's not next door. It's actually about 350 feet away. You can see where that barricaded gunman had been set up, that side window blown out right now. And like you said, this couple counting their blessings tonight.
Because I was playing cards and I heard him start shooting, and I turned around, got the binoculars, and boom, it come through the window there.
A shock to all of a sudden see a bullet come through his home. Gary Natsky was home with his wife Laura. The man who barricaded himself into the home that sits 350 feet away from the Natskys' home refused to leave when he was asked by police. He began shooting at troopers, and this is one of those bullets.
I felt I was very lucky that I didn't lose my husband. The bullet narrowly missed him. It wasn't a foot away.
A scary moment for the couple. A source tells Mid-Michigan Now the suspect was 54-year-old James Jennings. The Natskys knew him.
It's just a real shame. I knew from the onset that James was not going to come out of his house. I knew that.
I introduced myself to him. He knows me right off, and she said, "Is there a problem?" And he was a lot bigger than I was, and I said, "God, I hope not." And then he started talking, and then we were friends.
Gary says he sold a car to James at one point.
In fact, last time I seen him, I talked to him that we actually talked. He said his son had just turned 200,000 miles on it.
This started off as a domestic assault. Michigan State Police say it was the man's girlfriend who was able to escape the home. It's not something the Natskys expected to ever have happen in their town.
I feel bad that he took that path. He took that path. So it's tragic.
Back out here live, police say that James Jennings was heavily armed. He had rifles and also multiple handguns as well. Now, police say that victim in this case, she did have some injuries that were non-life-threatening. She was treated by EMS at the scene. For now, live in Otisville, Courtney Bennett, Mid-Michigan Now.
Thank you for that information, Courtney, and your reporting. As we mentioned earlier, last night's situation in Otisville began as a domestic assault. The suspect and the victim were dating, as you just heard. Teresa Hurley with the YWCA of Greater Flint says it is, unfortunately, something they see on a daily basis. The YWCA has Genesee County's only comprehensive domestic violence and sexual assault shelter, and they offer help to all who need it. Hurley says it's important to watch for signs of domestic violence, including threatening behavior, isolation, and sexual persuasion.
Sometimes the writing is on the wall that there is a hostile environment, but you assume that the person you are with, the one you love, is going to make good choices on your behalf, and then it can quickly elevate out of control, as an example was last night.
If you or a loved one is experiencing domestic violence, help is available for you. The YWCA's Domestic Violence Hotline is a free and confidential resource for victims to call. Text or chat. That number on your screen right now, 810-238-7233.
City leaders are speaking out and urging everyone to come together tonight after last weekend's deadly gun violence in Flint. In addressing what happened, Mayor Sheldon Neely is asking the community to help put an end to it. Mid-Michigan Now's Andrea Flores is here with more. Andrea, what does the mayor say needs to happen?
Mike, Mayor Neely says there are solutions. One example is the city's Safe and Clean Summer initiative, which is about more than law enforcement. It's about creating positive community engagement, starting with young people in the community.
We have these great positive engagements through our community, and we want to continue that work. But now is a call to action for the public.
Flint Mayor Sheldon Neely says that means creating opportunities for young people to get involved with their community and off the streets. He says leaders are working to help young people get summer jobs and even work as interns for the city.
Making sure we give them a skill set to be able to make sure they can move forward. Teaching them de-escalation skills, making sure they know how to mediate amongst one another. Creating these core groups of positive peer pressure in our group, in our society.
Jamarika Guy is an intern at the mayor's office. She says as a 16-year-old living in Flint, she notices there's a lot of things people are too afraid to talk about.
A lot of my peers, they don't know what to say. They don't know how to tell somebody when, you know, they go through something and they don't feel like they have the resources. Well, we have them now.
Harold Hill from the Greater Flint Arts Council says real change takes more than police response.
If you have things in place for young people to do, I think that if you look back, you know, there's a track record that shows that crime and violence goes down.
Longtime Flint resident Lossie Woodley agrees young people need more, but wants to see more from elected leaders too.
Try to get the, you know, get the guns away from these kids and give them something to do besides, you know, walk the street and do drugs, whatever they're doing now.
The mayor says more neighborhood events and safety efforts are planned in the coming weeks, as well as making resources available for youth, including those dealing with mental health and drug addiction. Police say enforcement will remain strict, especially at large gatherings. For more information, go to MidMichiganNow.com. Live in the studio, Andrea Flores, Mid-Michigan Now.
Thank you, Andrea. Two Saginaw middle schools are implementing a clear bag policy for the upcoming school year. All students at Saginaw Middle School and Thompson Middle School will be required to use clear book bags. Families can pick up a free one at August orientation.
RX Kids is expanding to Clare County. Originally launching right here in Flint, RX Kids provides direct financial support to pregnant women and their babies. The program offers eligible mothers $1,500 during pregnancy and $500 a month until the baby is 6 months old, with no strings attached. Clare County is the 9th community statewide to have RX Kids, and they expect to help roughly 300 families. If you'd like to apply, we have a link to information at MidMichiganNow.com.
Federal funding for the Flint registry is extended for another year. The registry was established in 2017 for anyone exposed to Flint water if they lived, worked, attended school, or regularly visited the city of Flint from April 2014 to October 2015. The registry also includes children born before August 1st, 2016, who may have been exposed prenatally. The Flint registry has more than 22,000 enrolled members and has made more than 35,000 referrals for services and resources.